visual impressions without looking at the film? Must have been nice to be able to see all four quarterbacks going in there and make plays.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm really appreciative of our crowd. I mean, you know, people don't realize what a big deal that is for a lot of reasons. You know, one, to be able to simulate a game. Very few people can have a crowd like that to simulate a game and get so many guys that first deep breath of experience. And it's really neat to see a lot of those guys, to see their eyes that first time. Maybe it's that red shirt that's getting his first spring game. It's those new guys just got here. It's a different deal than just going to practice. And you don't get that if you don't have a crowd like that. And then secondly, to be able to showcase your place from a recruiting standpoint. There's a lot of guys here getting their first experience to Clemson, and to be able to walk into a stadium like that for a spring game, it's pretty special. So really appreciate our fans for giving us that type of environment today. It was awesome. The weather was great. But it was a very competitive game. You know, early it was just a couple of plays missed, a couple of plays made on the other side, and a turnover. But the white team battled back, made it a competitive game, and then you know, got a drive down there to really kind of flip it. And Trayvon Mullen came up with the big play to kind of put it away for the orange team. So some really, I thought a lot of guys stood out today, and it's always interesting on this day. It's the only time we do this where we just split the team right down the middle. And you know, it's another piece of the evaluation. I mean, obviously, it's just we have 15 days. You know, it's whatever happened today, it's just one day when it's all said and done. But it is a great evaluation piece for us because you see different lineups, different combinations. Obviously, you got the game day environment. And a lot of guys caught my eyes today. A lot of guys, good to see, like Justin Foster, for example. You know, here he is, you know, getting an opportunity to start. So many guys getting that first start. T. Higgins had an unbelievable day. I asked him if he stayed at the Holiday Inn Express last night. I didn't know what was going on. He said, "No, I'm just trying to be your starting 9-man." I said, "Well, that's a good answer and a good way to do it." But great day for him. I thought Kelly we didn't do a whole lot. He missed a couple throws early, but a little amped up. But you know, came back and did a couple things. But I thought Chase was excellent. You know, he's got a lot of moxie to him, and he competed hard. And Trevor getting his first experience. I mean, hard to start any better than that. To come out and throw a beautiful touchdown pass. I thought Hunter, same thing. Hunter had a very consistent day, made some plays. But, you know, all those guys, we had a lot of guys finish plays. Good to see DeAndre Overton right there at the end and finish a big one. T was excellent. Travion had some really nice plays. Amari showed up in the return game. And so we got a lot of good guys. Adam Choice, all the backs did some things. So, again, about what I thought it would be, very competitive. And good to see Hugo get back out there and be able to, same thing, have a crowd to run him out there and kind of break the ice a little bit. And he hit that 149-yarder pretty dang good that he missed. So I think that'll go a long way for his confidence.
Trevor complain at all about the touch sacks on a couple of throws?
Well, of course he complained. Yeah, he had two big ones taken off, but you know, Christian would have crushed him. He might have got the ball off, but he would have paid a big price for it. So, you know, we try to be fair to those guys because we don't want them to leave their feet and launch. And then the other one was by KJ. Yeah, so that's statistically they lose that, but it's still at the end, it's great to see those guys. I think Braden Galloway finished one maybe, and T had the other one. Yeah, that's a tough part of it. You know, you never know. But at the end of the day, eyes are on the right things, making the right read. We just had a little breakdown up front.
There was a lot of hype around him coming in when he arrived here. How have you seen him kind of handle all of that and handle it again today with so many people?
Just poised. You know, he's a very poised young player. I mean, but he's been exposed to a lot. You know, he's a kid that's been starting since the 9th grade, so he's played some big games, and you know, obviously this is a big deal out here today. But he's very well groomed and very well prepared for to take the next step. So he's not been overwhelmed at all from just a confidence standpoint. You know, his demeanor has not changed all spring, whether he's with the threes, ones, people at practice, nobody at practice. So he's off to a really good start.
Does Kelly exit the spring still the #1 guy?
Well, I mean, we'll sit down. I mean, this is just another scrimmage for us to evaluate. And again, it's, you know, he missed 2 big throws today that he's made all spring, but he missed them today. But we'll sit down. We'll have exit interviews with all those guys, and regardless of what any post-spring depth chart is, it just really doesn't matter because we don't play till September. And, you know, this is not like, okay, you guys, here's the depth chart, and this is who's playing against Furman. It doesn't work that way. There's a lot of work to be done. You got to earn it every day. That's what we tell these guys at every position. If Cleveland decides to you know, be a jackleg this summer and not work and eat Twinkies and grow fat, and you know what, he ain't guaranteed to start. So it doesn't matter what he did last year. You got to earn it and prove it every day, and that's at every position, not just quarterback. So we'll sit down and we'll meet with all those guys and tell them exactly where they are and what they got to do this summer. And then we'll pick it back up this August and go from there.
Is there a guy that you've seen play enough football that you don't worry if he misses a few like that?
Oh yeah, he's had a great spring. Kelly's had a great spring. You know, you're disappointed because I mean those are couple big plays that he didn't take advantage of, but he's made a lot of big plays. You know, this kid's proven he can win at a high level for us. So that's #1. Absolutely, we've seen him, but same thing again. What I just said last year, not having to do with this year. You got to prove it all over again, and he's had a very good spring, very good spring. And all those guys have done some good things. Had some days better than others, but it's a very competitive situation, no doubt about it.
So you stated, I think, going into spring that Kelly was clearly #1.
Yeah.
You don't feel that way coming out of spring?
Well, that's again, he's still at this point #1 if we played today. But you know, it's when we came into spring, that was an easy statement to say because you got to start somewhere. I mean, Cleveland was clearly #1 too. And but you know, we got some young guys out there that have closed the gap on Clee and Austin Bryant. So that's just the nature of it because guys are better day 15 than they were day 1, and that's just no different at any position. Kelly is had a really good spring again, but you know those guys behind him have had a great spring as well. And I think we could really truly win with any of the 4, and we've got a very good situation. And you know, if we played today, Kelly'd run out there, but we don't play today. We play in September, and so everything counts. And I expect these guys to continue to compete with everything they got. And I don't have any doubt Kelly will be a great leader all the way through the summer.
I know you're a little thin at corner, but probably not going to be playing Christian Wilkins back there too much
safety
during the season.
Hey man, I don't know. He ran the alley pretty good there on that little speed sweep and made an open field tackle. We'll broke down and shuffled through the tackle pretty good. So might have to think about it.
You know that was coming?
Well, I knew it was coming when I heard the play call and I saw him back there at safety. So he's a natural football player.
Wasn't something very premeditated though.
No.
He says you need to get him in a quarterback too.
Yeah. He wants your job too. So he wants to answer the questions and ask them.
That works. We do that sometimes too. What did you see from Trevor over the course of the spring, from day 1 to now? Do you see a big difference in terms of his recognition and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, the first thing I saw was he wasn't overwhelmed in the beginning as far as learning. He was able to process pretty quickly, what we were asking him to do and pick up on the verbiage, the terminology, that's a hard thing. That is not easy to do. I mean, it's one thing to be able to throw the ball over here to that guy. It's another thing to get lined up, have the motions, get the protection. I mean, it's a lot to do and know the new terminology. It's not like he had any terminology carry over from high school, so you never know. But he really was excellent in that area. He was very well prepared and ready for the first spring practice. And then as we continued installation, I thought he did a nice job. He had a day or two where he bogged down a little bit, but all in all, excellent spring.
Coach, you ran a lot of plays, 120 total, considering running second half clock. Were you pleased with the tempo on the offense?
Oh yeah. The first half was a good half of football. It was fun. It was a lot of fun to see the team, and you know we got a really competitive group, and you know that's how it played out. That's like I said, outside a couple of plays, but tempo was really good. And then you know once we got into the second half, we try to get through there pretty quick, and I don't think anybody got hurt. I know Cannon got a stinger, so you know, and we practiced, we played physical.
Huggins was shaken up a bit, but he walked.
Finger, yeah, he was all right.
One of the national guys tweeted out that either one of those teams maybe could make some noise in the ACC. What does that say about the talent level you have here?
Well, I don't know about that, but I think we've got a really talented team. I mean, this is a lot. I mean, a lot of guys are back with a lot of experience. I think Tim said this is the most Letterman returning ever, or something like that. So we've got a lot of guys that know what it looks like, know what it takes, and I think are committed to doing what it takes. So, and then we got a bunch of young talent that's coming here that's being mentored by a bunch of veteran guys, and that's exciting for me. You know, that senior class has won 40 games in 3 years. So. That's who's leading Xavier Kelly, Xavier Thomas, and KJ Henry, and Belk, and Darnell, and just kind of setting the standard. And they take great pride in that. You know, they take pride in their individual performance, but they take great pride in their unit too. So I think everybody feels good about where we are, but this is just the first leg for us. I mean, now we go into the next phase is what we call transformation, and this is when I think your team takes the biggest step.